This is the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 296 of This is the G Podcast. What's up, y'all? Yes. We are your weekly recap podcast, news, politics, pop culture, and the tea. Make sure you are following us on Spotify. Go to Spotify, search This is the G Podcast. Go ahead and do it today, y'all. Do it today. Also, I got to mention, if you'd like, every week we tape live at noon. The link is on our link tree. If you don't have it, if you need it, just hit me up. You can go to the website, go to castropolis.net, shoot me an email and I'll give it to you. Just go ahead and do that if you want to join us live and leave comments and all that. Happy King Weekend 2026, gotta say, always, man. And to some of y'all, you know who you are. Happy NFL Divisional Weekend. Yes. We'll talk about it after we come out of news. Got to say what's up to Vi, country commentators in the building. Don't call me Bishop.
Okay.
Hey, Trump will get that out of you, boy. He will bring it out.
Brother, I'm trying to hold on to my religion. It's just so hard to hold on.
It is.
Ooh, boy. All right, Talib Shabazz in the building. Talib!
What's happening? How's everybody doing?
Tonya B is in the building. Tonya B, did you do anything special last night? Anything special?
I did. I went out. You do not catch me out on the mean streets of the ATL on a Friday night, but yes, I did. Would you like to hear about what I did?
Yeah. What'd you do?
Okay, I actually went down to see Matthew Knowles and the Candlelight Destiny's Child Reimagined tour, and I got it was interesting. The venue was beautiful. Mm-hmm. Some of the songs were very easily recognizable, and some were like, eh? And he was a narrator, which really kind of brought another, level of personal, experience. He talked about how the songs came to be, how they got written, how the girls became successful after having failure, and you don't really have, it's difficult to have huge sustained success unless you have some failure somewhere along the way. So I just wonder who has a job of turning off 4,000 candles. But I will say one thing, and this is something, and I'm a watcher of people, and I'm talking to people, and I'm going to tell them this: if I were to change and alter one thing, there's got to be some people that look like us, some black, brown, and tan people that play the stand-up bass and the cello and the viola and the violin. I would, I'd make it more of a melting pot of, because I think you get a different element of soul and connection when you have that in you. That's all. Something. It's a cultural thing.
Yeah, it used to be. Well, I guess one quick word to that, Tonya B. Back in the day, you remember the Chic? When she had,
yes.
It was kind of like that with what you're talking about now. It wasn't very diverse with the Chic violins, but it's gotten. People, though. But that was it. Yeah. You had Asian, violin, but it's more diverse now because even on Facebook, I follow quite a few who do stand up bass and violin and all that on not Facebook but on Instagram.
Yes.
Very cool. I'm glad you had a chance to go.
It was interesting.
Talib, you were about to ask a question?
No.
About that, yeah.
You thought it was tonight?
No, I forgot the date. I'd forgotten that was the date. I really wanted to go and check that.
Oh man!
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah,
For those of you who are melanated like we are, and you play any of the instruments that I just referenced, the stand up bass now, which is actually kind of cool. The cello, the viola, the violin. I say go to social media and blow up Matthew Knowles' Instagram, because they do use local musicians in every city that they go to. So I will give him credit for that, for employing local musicians. But you can't tell me you can't go to DC, New York, or LA and find some people that look like us.
And if you're in another city, one of the other major cities, has he mentioned on the show it's every Friday.
Yeah.
So you can go to what is it?
DestinyChild.com.
And all the dates are there for the other tour. I'm glad he did it. Congratulations, Mr.
It was actually pretty cool. And it was kind of like a homecoming. I saw a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and I saw my second major market radio boss, Kathy Hughes, was in the house last night. So it was good to reunite with her.
That was
She's the
deal.
one that really got me started.
Yeah. Good deal. I'm glad it went well. And congratulations to, I know he'd already done one in Houston on the 9th on his birthday and this week. So very cool. Yeah. Hey, let's go ahead and we'll do news, and we'll come back on the other side, and Vile try to get through this.
Okay.
I don't play Vi. No. I'm with you, bro.
Stretch your hands right now. Stretch your hands towards him. Me and my broken finger, but stretch your hands toward the commentator. Don't call me the bishop. And we too shall get through this, and this too shall pass. Okay?
All right, here we go.
Hallelujah.
News team, assemble!
It's time for the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
Eyes out for good! Eyes out for good! Stop Moscow now!
There were protests all weekend across the country following the shooting on Wednesday of Renee Good in Minneapolis. Good was shot by an ICE agent. In Minneapolis, there is a growing federal presence after Homeland Security began deploying hundreds more agents to Minnesota as part of what officials call the largest immigration enforcement operation ever. Demonstrators have clashed with heavily armed agents in residential neighborhoods, honking horns and banging drums to disrupt door-to-door raids. In Iran, protests in that country as well. President Trump says he is weighing a range of possible responses to the escalating crisis in Iran as human rights groups report a deadly crackdown on anti-government protesters. Demonstrators have now entered their second week with reports that more than 500 people have been killed as Iranian security forces move aggressively to suppress dissent. The now former president of Morris Brown College says he was fired without cause. Dr. Kevin James announced his termination Monday, criticizing the school's board of trustees for what he called troubling overreach, despite strong performance reviews and a recent positive evaluation. James says the move comes just weeks before the college's accreditation review and violates his contract, which runs through 2029. In sports, Mike Tomlin has resigned as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers after 19 seasons. The team will now search for only its fourth head coach since 1969. Controversial remarks from President Trump are leading to new skepticism about his administration's relationship with the black community. Here's AURN's Jamie Jackson.
In an interview published this week by the New York Times, Trump argued that white Americans have faced unfair treatment in higher education. He said white people were, quote, very badly treated, and described what he called reverse discrimination, referring to the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The comments come as the administration continues efforts to dismantle diversity initiatives across the federal government, changes that have also rippled into the corporate sector. At the same time, economic pressure is growing for black Americans. Federal labor data shows that black unemployment has risen sharply during the first year of Trump's second term. The combination of rhetoric, policy shifts, and economic data is raising new questions about the administration's agenda. For AURN News, I'm Jamie Jackson.
President Trump is warning he may invoke the Insurrection Act to send U.S. troops into Minnesota as federal and state officials remain at odds over aggressive immigration enforcement in Minneapolis, where protests continue. Tensions flared again Wednesday night after federal agents shot a man in the leg during an arrest attempt involving a struggle and alleged attack with a snow shovel and broom handle. That led to clashes between law enforcement and demonstrators. City leaders are urging calm following this latest shooting, which comes a week after an ICE agent fatally shot Renee Good, sparking nationwide outrage. At the White House, Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado gave President Trump what he has long said he deserves, a Nobel Peace Prize. It's actually her Nobel Peace Prize.
I presented the President of the United States the medal of the Nobel Peace Prize.
Machado's move appears to be part of an effort to win over Mr. Trump's support. The Nobel Committee has made it clear the award is non-transferable.
Ooh, Lord. Let me say this before we really get into the news, and I believe this, and if you guys disagree with this, jump in. I don't think 47. Well, I know in my heart that he has no loyalty to the Republican Party, and so when you look at what goes on, you have to understand what he does is for him. Mm-hmm. Okay, he doesn't care about the ramifications after 2028. He didn't care. So everything that he didn't get a chance to do first term, he's going to do it this term and not care about the ramifications because, why would you be talking about stuff like, well, I do know why for, talking about Greenland. I'm watching the press conference. We tape on Saturday morning. I'm watching, the contingent, the group that went over to Denmark to try to calm the people from Greenland down who are afraid that this guy might take military action. Or, when he says the kind of things he says close to the King holiday about the Civil Rights Act, knowing that he's going to piss people off. He doesn't care. He doesn't care because on the backside, he's making money. He's making a ton of money.
That's what it's all about.
He is making money. He wants to distract everybody from things like the Epstein investigation and some of the other things, the economy. If there was there's a new CNN poll out that shows that 52% of people say his first year was a failure. So, I think, I have to put that in perspective. I hope, everybody, as you watch him, you have to put it in perspective. So I'm gonna go to you first, Howie. Your thoughts when you hear this deluge of
Yeah, well, I think
news.
we're at the point now where the tail is wagging the dog and it's all a distraction. And to your point on him making money or his family's making money, they've increased their overall wealth into billions of dollars since he's come into the office on his second term. And I think that's the key to what he wants to do. And no loyalty. It's about him and his family making money, which, in my opinion, will soon, following 2028, he'll start to lose that money because he won't have the revenue stream anymore. But that being said, it's all about the tail is now wagging the dog. Is about them making money.
Yeah. Talib, your thoughts?
It's just amazing how the hypocrites strike again. This is like, listen, I just don't understand. Not saying that the office hasn't been used for personal enrichment before, but to see what's going on, this blatant disrespect for the fact that this is supposed to be a public service office and you are personally enriching yourself and all of these people are co-signing it's just I just don't understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll go to you, Tonya B.
Just what they said, but like Talib just said, it's just only about his personal enrichment. I don't think he really cared about, well, I strongly believe he doesn't care about anything. This was just a way to get more money for his family and his rich friends with no regard for how it affects anybody else.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tonya B. Did you finish?
Oh, it was just that, and the fact that but as what's her name? Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them. For those who didn't believe it last time, you can trust and believe it now because it's not going to get any better. And he's not going to care what kind of shambles he leaves this country in. Because if he leaves this country in the shambles, he'll just go over to the other ones he's trying to seize and take he did say he wanted to be a dictator. And he's showing us that. He'll just go over there and ravage them and just keep ravaging until they make the final diagnosis of dementia, gout, lymphedema, and what else is he supposed to have?
Well, if you're referring to his medical condition, his medical condition, there's a rumor that he had a stroke.
Yeah, I saw that
a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a rumor, and again, we can't, there's nothing. I just saw it in a report.
They'll never tell us. They'll never tell us. Just like Reagan didn't tell us.
Yeah, they'll never tell us.
So we'll find it out, just like we found out about Ronald Reagan. They'll be dead to the bed. And that'll be, and we will not be surprised. I know I won't. I'm just waiting for the day because people like that are narcissistic and, sociopath, psychopath, all those things that he is, they will never, it's never anything that they do. They are never wrong. So, just because of the ego, the twisted ego that we have to see each and every day saying the most ridiculous things. And there is the video of him speaking with slurred speech, which is another a symptom that you're a result of a stroke. You can see that, but that'll never be revealed. And so I went, okay, so who's running the country? Is it Melania? Is it the daughter? I don't think he'd give JD dance. That's what I call him. 'Cause he always dancing around the truth. That's why they threw those rocks through his window. You know,
No, I mean, Tonya
really.
B, I truly, the Heritage Foundation, all the folks who put together the project, was it Project 2025? All,
Yes.
all those folks, because, one of the things, and I keep saying this, and I said this earlier, when he actually was inaugurated a year ago, if you recall, Trump's known for putting his name on stuff. The buildings in New York didn't build the buildings, just marketing.
His name on them. Right.
They chose him just for that. What they didn't. I think there were people in the Republican Party, the party heads, who didn't think the devil would take over, or they didn't believe. They believed that they could stay in control. Now they're panicking. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna go to you, Vi. Thanks for coming back. Go ahead.
No, I can agree with pretty much everything everyone's saying. He is a selfish man, but he's only doing what he's always done. He's a businessman. A businessman only does what's good for the business.
Well, he's not a good one.
He's not a businessman. He's a corporation.
But I'm saying
he's a corporation.
He's not a good one.
He's running like he's a CEO. He's only doing what's good for him,
right?
Not for the people. And the government does what's good for the people. Mm-hmm. That's what I keep telling everybody. I said, y'all don't want a business, man. What business have you ever known does what's good for the people? It does what's good for the country. Like stockholders. Mm-hmm. They do what's good for the stockholders, not for the people who actually run the company or who you selling stuff to. If the stockholder's not benefiting from it, which he is a stockholder, he gives a damn about everybody else.
Can I add to this?
The rich people?
Yeah.
No, it's got to benefit them.
Let me add to this, Bob. He ran a family business. Running a family business is much more different than a corporation.
Correct.
Because the person who runs the business is the board, the final word.
Right.
You do everything that he says. He's used to running Trump Inc., which is his family and his kids. Okay. Right. There is no board. And quite frankly, he's going to do what's best for him in his mind. So when you see it, and even when it comes down to Congress, and look, this guy is not going to be in office forever. And we have to, after whatever we go through, after whatever, however much longer we have, when it's done, that party has to be held accountable. I just, quite frankly, and I'm not saying that in a partisan way. I'm saying that because there was so much inaction. Even when you look at Denmark and what's going on with Greenland, how can you, as Congress, allow this? I mean, Congress is responsible for any kind of war powers or taking the country to war. So how, as Congress, you shouldn't allow it. One more thing, Bob, and I'll go to you, Tonya B.
And another thing, look at his family. Has anyone in his family ever done anything for the country? They've never had a public office. None of them has ever been in the military. And this guy's a draft dog by 5 or 6 times. Like,
yeah, we can go through the list. By I agree with you. There's a whole lot we can go through, but ultimately, what it comes down to is understanding motives and not being. Nothing surprises me, quite frankly. When I come on this show, I could go on here and when I watch MSNBC and CNN and everybody's in a tizzy and a panic, what'd you expect?
Yeah,
right.
My concern is retaliation. Once the, for lack of a better term, opposition party gets into power, will there be retaliation against the GOP that has allowed this to happen? That's my concern. I don't think we should allow our country to become, for lack of a better term, tit for tat. Every time they do something, the other party has to do something. We'll never get any progress out of that.
I'm gonna go to you in a minute, Talib, but I do want to say this. I was having a conversation with somebody this week. We wouldn't be here if not for the lack of action by Mueller. We wouldn't be here if not for the lack of action by Merrick Garland.
Right.
We wouldn't be here if not for the lack of action from Joe Biden when he took office in 2020, when we gave him a mandate to fix this.
Yeah, 4 years.
You know, you had 4 years and you waited until the third year to start the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so quite frankly, we did it to ourselves.
Yep.
I think what I say when I come on this show to the audience, and you know, I say to people who are afraid, do what you can to protect yourself and your family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like you gotta. It's like the tornado is here. Find the safe space.
Right. Find the bunker.
You find the bunker because you got to do that. You can't panic and go crazy. Oh, it's this. We knew it was coming. We knew. You know, for somebody, I've been doing a podcast since 2015. I was part of watching the Mueller investigation. I cannot express the disappointment I felt after it was all over. Just complete disappointment.
But I don't think it was Mueller. I think it was the government. They stopped Mueller. I think he tried his best, and they just wouldn't press charges.
No, but here's my point is, I hear what you're saying, but ultimately, the Smiths of the world, the special prosecutors,
right?
All these folks, you need to take the role and understand that you need to be effective in the role. Garland wasted time. He wasted our time. Merrick Garland, the last one, regardless. I mean, these guys get to go on. They get to go on after it's done with their lives. They retire. They're done. So, if your face is on it, your name is on it, you're going to get blamed. I blame you.
Yeah. Well, I think also we underestimated Trump. Underestimated Trump. We'll continue to underestimate it. And keep saying, no, he won't do that. Yes, he will.
Yes, he will.
Stop saying what he won't do and expect him to do it. Because he has done everything he said he was going to do.
He sure did.
Let me say, you know what, Vine, and I'm gonna go somewhere else, and then we'll go to break and come back with T. But I have to say, the difference between this term and the first term is he took away the guardrails this time.
Right.
The people like Barr, some of the other folks who were there, who respected law and respected democracy in the first term, were there to kind of help him in spite of himself, to protect us to a certain degree. Because there was Bill Barr, his what was it, DOJ director, if you recall, he was the one when it came down to the election who really stopped him from all the stupidity when we were having the issues with or the election deniers. It was really Barr who stepped in and stopped all the foolishness. Now those people are gone. All right, Those people are gone. Hey, real quick, I want a couple of things before we move to break. I do want to mention Venezuela and how much of a lackey do you have to be to give your award to a dictator to appease him? How much of a lackey do you have to be?
Well, that's
and your mic is off, Howard. Check your mic.
That speaks to who she is, because after he called her everything but a child of God, she's going to try to give him, and she probably already knew it wasn't transferable, but I understand that he's yet to endorse her because he's still looking at the other man second in command. So again, she's getting clowned. I mean, he's clowning her, and she's too ignorant to realize it.
Go ahead, Howie.
Well, like I said, we talked about this, that paper-mache Nobel Peace Prize. Can you call it a Nobel Peace Prize? Because do the Peace Prize organization get an opportunity to sue her for calling it the Nobel Peace Prize?
Well, they've already said it's not transferable.
It's not transferable.
Yeah. Okay.
And they don't recognize.
They don't recognize it.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. That was my thing. I find it to be a joke. I wonder, if you leave it in the sun too long, will it melt? Type of thing,
No, she gave him the actual award, the plaque.
The actual award.
The plaque, yeah.
That she was given. So
Right.
my whole point is, it's, we were talking about this briefly as we were going through the show list, and the thing, that's like mental illness. That's not even, you know what I mean? Who does that? Have you ever in history?
A politician.
No, I don't know any politician who would accept
I'll put it like this:
someone else's award with their name on it.
Right, right. A deficient. That's like you saying, okay, I'm Beyonce. I sold a million albums of Cowboy Carter, and here's my plaque from Billboard magazine. Here's my Grammy award. But Tommy B, I'm going to give it to you.
It's like Beck showing up and it's like Beck showing up and apologizing to Beyonce for winning over her that year. You remember the year Beck won?
Yes.
Album of the year? It's like Beck showing up with the Grammy and saying, "Hey, you know what, Beyonce, you deserve this. Here, take it."
Adele did, and
with my name on it.
Dude,
that's what it's like to me.
Right.
Her objective was to get in Beyonce good graces. She didn't care about nobody else.
Who?
Mission accomplished.
You mean with Beck? Oh, nobody. No, we're joking. We're joking. No, nobody.
Okay, I hope you're joking. It means basically it means nothing. It's just like I won a state championship, and I say, "Hey, Howard, here's my ring. You're a state champion now."
Absolutely.
Howard,
it's like giving somebody the Super Bowl.
Right. Take by Super Bowl.
The Lombardi.
Take
the
MVP.
I should have won.
You should be the MVP.
It's like Tom Brady showing up at the Falcons at Flowery Branch. Hey, you know,
Matt Ryan.
That 28-3.
Don't do the 28-3. Oh no.
Okay,
I know that's rough on y'all.
See,
yeah, take the Lombardi.
Y'all drive me to drink.
If he did that, all the Atlanta Falcons fans would throw eggs at Tom Brady.
The eggs are too expensive.
Before the trophy left their hand, we'd be throwing eggs at him.
Eggs are too expensive. Let's just throw rocks.
Last word on it, Talib. Go ahead.
To me, it's just the blatant ass kiss of the whole move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing is that, you know, it's like Donald Trump is like there's a couple of analogies that I'd like to pose to you guys. You know, the first one is he swears he's a mafia guy, but he's doing mafia tribute in reverse. You know, everybody has to, you know, the thing about mafia tribute is that, you know, you have a good week or a bad week and you still have an envelope for the Godfather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trump is, no, you present the envelope first and then we can talk about what you want to talk about. And this is just, you know, how the world, I mean, we have to look at how the world is looking at this, because this is not just something that's happening between Iowa and Ohio. This is Venezuela. That means this makes the world news on every channel, on every outlet, that the opposition leader in Venezuela who got the Peace Prize is so willing to play ball that she's kissing Donald's ass and trying to present him the award. This is outrageous. You know what I mean? And the fact that we are still looking at this like, oh, it's Don, oh yeah, DJT. I just don't understand how people can look at this and not question this man's motives. You know what I mean? The guy.
What about?
The guy got, hold on, Tonya.
Okay,
the guy got up in the middle of the meeting with BP Oil and went to the door and looked at the ballroom and started talking about how the ballroom was being built and how it's progressing. The man then read the note out loud that Marco Rubio handed him, talking about, yo, man, let's get back to business. Oh, Marco sends me a note here. This shit is stupid. The man, it's obvious, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Look, this is a last ditch. It's almost like they understand that this is the last ditch effort for us to corporate raid this corporation that we call the United States of America. And that's how Donald Trump is treating this whole shit. And I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to stop you there. Let's go to break. We'll come back on the other end, take a deep breath, and we'll come back.
Yeah, I know, right?
And we'll do some tea. All right, let's do it. All right, let's come out of the insane and go into some more insanity. But here we go.
Now then, children, it's time for tea.
It's tea time, y'all. Sipping the tea with Tonya.
Tonya B, what you got? What you got?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Do I start off with the insane, or I don't even know?
All
Where
right,
to
just jump
start.
in. Just go.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
all-
One thing I did want to say, and I know. Oh, one thing. I'm sorry I wasn't here last week. I was ready to roll, and we had some technical difficulties. But technology is a blessing and a curse. But I just want to say, and I don't know if you did this to recognize the death of the comic actor T.K. Carter. He had a lot of personal problems, but he had a whole lot of health problems, and he was found dead at the age of 69. I know him more so from Dr. Detroit. But I guess you would know Tommy B. The Thing and Space Jam.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Thing. He was in there with Kirk. God, what's the guy from Disney, from the old Disney movies?
Not Kirk Douglas. Was he still?
No. Kirk Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Shaggy Detective.
He
Wow.
he was one of the guys on I guess in Alaska, wherever they were, who was always on skates. He was skating around, as they were doing the work.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's the only black guy. Well, not the only black guy.
Pretty
He's
much.
one of two black guys. Yeah.
Also, I guess people are just giving Mary J. Blige the business about being tired and not singing and not dancing on that last For the Fans tour. So Mary's doing the easy gig. She's going to Las Vegas, starting at the end of May through July. It's My Life, My Story. And I guess she's also happy that the judge has dismissed that case, the lawsuit that was filed against her by Misa Hilton Rim, one of Puffy's baby mamas. But the big deal everyone's talking about is the Bruno Mars tour. Sold like $1 million a day in tickets, and they've doubled the dates on the concert schedule. But the real talk of the week is Miss Tiana Taylor, baby. Tiana Taylor. She is everywhere, from the Today Show to the cover of Vanity Fair magazine. She won Best Supporting Actress at the Poor Man's Oscar, the Golden Globes for her role as Perfidia in One Battle After Another. And a lot of people are looking at this from a vantage point of, okay, how come women only win awards when they're,
Black women.
Okay, black, brown, and tan women, when they're being over-sexualized. You're right, Tommy B. You had Hallie in A Monstrous Ball. Now you've got, she was Billy Bob Thornton, and then you have Tiana with Sean Penn, right?
But let me say this real quick, and we can stop it there, because there's going to be plenty more talk about it going forward.
Oh yeah.
But my whole thing is, I don't judge Tiana for taking work. Okay. Black actresses don't get many roles as it is.
That's right.
They go into these movies, these opportunities. I really blame Hollywood, because the whole thing about and the award, the award season. The reason I say that is because, it comes about, or it really says to us, or the movie watchers, the people who follow films, especially black critics. It says that the only way black women can be considered is if they take these type of roles. So when it comes down to the black women who take the roles, that's their choice. That's the path they want to go down. But I blame the directors, because in some cases the directors know what they're doing. They know
absolutely.
they know if they drop something like that in the movie, it's salacious. It's going to get attention. People are going to come out talking about it
and watch it.
The other thing is, the critics. And also the Academy. It's the Academy, because as long as we allow the Academy to dictate the narrative, and you know what? Let me say this. You can tell that the narrative that they create is a false one, because nobody's watching the award shows anymore.
That's
I
right.
sent you guys the graph, that shows the audience now versus 10 years ago. It's ridiculous. Most of these shows would have been canceled by now. So, I just have to say, don't watch. I don't watch the award shows anymore. I'll look up maybe on YouTube if there's a great performance, but ultimately this is about the Academy. Let me tell you, when it comes down to the movie season, you can tell when the fix is in, y'all. They drop these movies in December, like Hamnet. Who the hell? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it.
What is it?
For we call them like the foodies, the movie buffs, I get it that they look at this as quote unquote cinema, but ultimately Sinners dropped in April of 2025, okay? Critically acclaimed in theater. These guys worked. You had Coogler out there going from show to show, doing everything. You had Michael B. Jordan out there. You had the cast and crew working the majority of the year. You know what they maintained? Almost 100% Rotten Tomato score. Not just on the critic side, but also they held that on the audience side. These guys worked 8 months. You know, even when it hit streaming, where a lot of people may not see it in the theater, it still held the score. So let me tell you, they come in, they drop these movies like Charlie, what is it, with Timothy Chalamet. They drop these movies where they don't really have to work. All they do is go straight to the Academy list. In December, boom, January, it's award season. So I
haven't watched the movie yet. Is it worth watching?
I ain't gonna watch it. I mean, the only reason.
Not gonna watch it.
No, I've watched Sinners. Yeah, of course, I've seen Sinners.
I ain't talking about Sinners. I'm talking about the one with Tiana Taylor won the award in.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it. I mean, quite frankly, I'll be honest with you. I hadn't heard about that controversy until I watched it, and and I said, "Damn, we doing this?" But the thing, my whole thing is not Tiana. Look, she's gonna be. I mean, you know, these black actresses don't have many opportunities. So ultimately, you know, they're going to take them because they, you know, it's, you know, they got to, you know, so they got to eat, you know, and ultimately, where else are they going to go? But my whole point is the Academy, how do you say it? They put them in a box when it comes down to choosing them either as maids, you know, either, you know, like they did with Denzel when it comes down to Training Day. You know, you'll look over at Denzel until he does something like the cop he played on Training Day, and then you give him the main award. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I'm looking at Train. I'm going, that was nowhere near his top movie.
No, I would have given it to him. Honestly, you know, I would have given it to him with Malcolm X. He was excellent in Malcolm X.
Yeah. Definitely not Train. I said Training. I said he was the bad guy.
I mean, it was a good movie. It was, you know, Antoine Fuqua. You know,
and he got a role, that still lived out of history. King Kong. What he said about
true.
King Kong?
But let me say this, and I'll move on. I'll get off my soapbox. The whole thing is, and y'all agree or disagree with me, hit me up, castropolis.net. I'd love your feedback. The critics and the Vanity, what do you call them? The Vanity Fairs, the Variety magazines, they control the narrative. They start dropping in October who they feel are going to be the Academy. The top Academy Award selections in October before these movies even come out. Then when these movies, they kind of, like I said, they wait until the end of the year, and people's like, well, that's the greatest time. No, it's not. Drop when everybody else is drop it. Make it fair. Stand in front of the scrutiny of critics, the true critics, who are the people. The people, most people have not seen the Timothy Chalamet movie. Most people have not seen. It was a bust at the box office. One battle after another was a bust at the box office. Hamnet, ain't nobody seen Hamnet. Not in our community, not in most communities. I mean, just like a Nora one, most people have not seen these movies. They drop them at a certain time when they know they're not going to be under scrutiny, and then they slip them in.
Hello.
And they're paying all these critics with junkets, flying them everywhere. You know,
Let's go to Cannes.
Yeah, but I'm gonna leave it there. I do want to say that I'd love your feedback, because anybody who thinks this is fair, you know, I'm gonna sell you the Brooklyn Bridge, and I'll sell you the San Francisco Golden Gate, 2 for 1.
And I'm Britney Spears, okay?
And there you go. And I'm Denzel.
How much, man? Brooklyn Bridge, I want one.
2 for 1.
It needs a lot of repair.
Go ahead, Talia. I just had to say that. I mean, as somebody who I watch the movies. I watch a lot of movies, y'all. I watch a ton of them. I do. You know, lately I've been waiting for them to come on the streaming because they come fast these days. They really do.
Week, yeah.
But you know, I'm here to tell you. I mean, it's horrible the way it's done. That's why nobody's watching. Do y'all? Let me ask you. Show the hands the last time you watched. I mean, anybody who watched the Academy Awards within the last 2 years, 3 years, the full show. Anybody watch? No, anybody watching. They know why. The gig is up. The gig. I mean, you know.
But that's all award shows. That's all
of
them. It's all of them.
All of them.
It's not just that one. It's all of them, and that's why nobody cares, and nobody probably cares about the NAACP Image Awards either.
But you know what? I'm gonna stop you there, Tonya B. It's the last place that black people can truly be acknowledged. It's so
Okay.
yeah,
I
there
will
might
give-
be some stuff, but at least we know black people gonna win.
Oh, something up. What? Let me say this. Some people
It's
that
like-
are
it's
not
like the-
black.
It's like,
Hold on.
It's like the GLAAD Awards.
Some
Somebody gay is gonna
people
win.
who are not melanated have one NAACP immature.
Yeah, but
Let
come
me
on,
go
Tiny.
on the record.
Majority. What's the
about that.
percentage?
Even if it's two that could have gone to somebody else that's melanated.
And I'm look, Tonya B, I'm okay with everybody winning. I mean, I'm okay with that, but it's just like, show your hand, be for real, be transparent about what's really going on. Look, one guy owns Vanity Fair.
That
One
one
guy
guy.
owns Variety. One guy owns Hollywood Reporter. One guy owns the majority
Deadline
of
Hollywood.
the publications that promote these movies. One guy. Yes. They go to him with a bags of money and say, promote my film. So you know what's going to happen? When they do these reviews, guess what's going to happen?
They're going to go with, it sucks.
Huh?
I said, they go with what they were paid for. And
You can see it. You can see it.
And I'm telling you, once I saw the Fishman win, I was like, okay, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Del Toro's movie.
But,
I remember back in
exactly.
the day.
Like, what the fuck is that?
2 people saw that movie.
I mean, but what, if my last word on this, y'all, because I could go on. I mean, I could really do a show on this. The last word for me on this is, they've taken the movie experience when it comes down to the award shows to the art house films. We all grew up with the little theater, like in Buckhead. You know what I'm saying? Where one movie would show. You know what I'm saying? They've made the Academy Awards, the Golden Globes. They are now dominated by these art house films that nobody sees. That's why nobody cares. If you've never seen a movie, why should you care if it wins an award?
But here's the thing: if it's a dope ass art house movie, I want to see it. I want to know. I want to know about it. If you really are, if you really are curating, an award show based on, these independent little, not even so much independent, but these types of flicks, that's cool. Just say it.
The issue that's happened is the studios that were the minis are now the majors. Are now the mini majors. They're making, because you look at the big studios like Paramount, you look at Warner Brothers, you look at Disney, which leads all the studios every year. These guys have so much debt. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, they got to make massive money just to break even in a lot of cases. Whereas the art house movies, but let me say this to Lee: if an art house movie is really, really, really good, it's going to break out of that. By demand, the people will break it out. It's going to spread. It's going to, instead of in selected cities only, it's going to, if there's demand for it, it's going to show.
Yeah.
So it's really down to, hey, if it's a movie that's in demand, it's going to show, and eventually will spread. Eventually it'll go into every theater. Eventually it'll go to every city.
It's a good movie.
But I just truly believe, I don't have anything. I don't want y'all to think, because I grew up. I mean, that's part of my journalism training was movie critiques. I used to do reviews in college, high school. I've always done reviews. But what you see now is a focus on the art house movies, the independent films, and then when you say quote unquote independent, the neons, the A24s, which used to be the little guys, are they the big guys? They're really the how do you say it? Old studio heads that got kicked out of the major companies, took all that money that they had and put into the A24s, the neons. They're run by the guys who used to be the majors, So they know how to work the system. They're working the system. All right, I'm gonna go just a couple more stories, Tiny B. I'm sorry I took so, but I think it's important because a lot of people are talking about it, and I'm not coming down on Tiana. It's the system. Go ahead.
Okay, I got 2 minutes to wrap up. Okay, we talked about losing T.K. Carter. Also, I called him the fourth Fuji. John Forte died very young, 50 years old, and it's a shame. I kind of feel like he was like the redheaded stepchild. I kind of kept him in the background, but he was very important into the whole. I think the whole element of the Fugees had into the culture of music and everything else that looks like us. And also, there's a young lady, and when people talk about Black history and the Montgomery bus boycott, they immediately go to Rosa Parks. And I say, wait. There's somebody else. A young lady named Claudette Colvin. She was 15 years old when she got arrested for not giving up her seat. But all you ever hear about is Rosa Parks. And Claudette has gone on to glory. So we send her love light as she walks into the arms of the angels. And you mentioned about Tyler Perry. We've got Uncle Joe's college trip. And it's like, okay, enough with... I mean, some people may be getting Medea fatigue. I don't think Joe is a replacement for that, but we'll see how that goes. And Tyler Perry also, has that deal with Netflix. And he's got this thing called Holiday Drama that's coming. And it has all the heavy hitters of gospel. Hezekiah Walker, who... I would say shout out to him. He's in remission 1 year, cancer-free. He had prostate cancer, which he kept pretty private. But he's back. Shirley C. is Yolanda Adams, Fantasia, and the Clark sisters. So I guess maybe this means Tyler Perry will, take maybe a different direction as opposed to, the killer movies and the Medea movies that, man, I know people love them and they make money, but it is what it is.
When pigs fly. Go ahead.
Basically. And speaking of Tiana Taylor, she's got another movie coming out. It's called The Rip. It's on Netflix with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. I'm curious to see how that compares with the other one. And I got to talk about this Tommy B. This whole thing about this MAGA music festival. Nelly, we already know where his loyalty does not stand. He just goes for the check, and we know Nelly needs money. He's got about 99 kids he's got to take care of, and Ashanti's having another baby, so she can't work. So Nelly, we're not surprised at, but then the story comes out about Ludacris being a part of this. And it's spreading like wildfire. It's on Yahoo, it's on CNN, it's everywhere. Yeah. And my thing is, okay, and I talk with some people here in the A who know his manager, and the manager says, oh, it's not true. Someone tried to backdoor us. But why aren't they speaking out about this? Because I really feel the damage is done. And Luda's silence, sometimes Dr. King said, just silence says you endorse it. He needs to come out and say something, because right now people are canceling Ludacris. And we say, well, Luda got money. Yeah, he got money, but like Michael Jackson, if you do not adjust your spending and your lifestyle to the money that's coming in, then you might be close to broke. And I really am hoping that he is one of my favorite rappers, especially in the South. If I had to pick Luda, Outkast, that's about the same. But I mean, he needs to address this because it's going to damage his brand. And when you do things like that, you can ask Nelly, there is no coming back from that.
All right, cool. Thank you, Tonya B. Here we go.
It's time to wrap it up. This is the G Podcast.
Hey, I'm going to go to you, Tonya B. You got any final shout-outs?
Shout out to Destiny's Child Reimagine Tour. Shout out to all the people that did heed the call, and you can still do 26 and 26. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Check out the Bird Wire on Velvet Frequency Radio every Sunday at 4 p.m. I like rocking on Saturday night to the on Velvet Frequency. Yeah. Right. I want to say, what? Happy birthday, Dolly Parton. I think she can come to the cookout. I give it up to Dolly. She can come to the cookout.
She didn't even go to her own party. She's not even going.
See, but she said she
one in Nashville that they're holding.
But she said she wasn't going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame either, and you see how that turned out.
Yeah, I think she's still having some health issues. That's why she's not going.
There's some health issues, and also, she lost her husband. When you're with somebody, oh my God, most of your life. And I want to say, shout out to Barb Marley, that movie One Love. It's number one on Netflix again this year. But I also want to say one more thing, and I'm going to be done. Now, how we were talking about the whole thing about ICE and what's happening in Minnesota and whatnot, and how they're just really harassing people. Mm-hmm. And then there are these three companies. I have got to put them on blast. And I wish I had known this a month ago. Those who are supporting ICE. You've got Chipotle, which I don't eat. You've also got Spotify. I know we're on Spotify, but right is right. But you can form your own opinion. And then Dell. I think.
Oh, they took down. Spotify took the recruitment for.
Oh, they did.
They took it
Okay.
down.
Oh,
Yeah.
they should. They never put it up. I mean, really.
Yeah, they took it
And
down.
then dude who gave the guy that murdered Renee Good gave him 10 grand. Really? And
Who did that?
I wish I had known it was the guy from. I think it was the guy from Dell.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
makes sense.
and I just bought a Dell computer. I can't take it back now. Yeah, well,
I got
maybe
you.
I could.
I got you. I'm
yeah,
gonna go
so-
to you. Let's roll. Let's go, country commentator. What you got, man? Final shout outs.
No shout outs. Just everybody, it's a new year, good year. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a great year. Move
Good
on,
deal.
people.
Good deal. All right, go ahead, Hitman. I'll let you go. I'm going
Oh,
around
well, I
the
just
circle.
got one thing to say. The U
Yeah.
is back. I'll see you guys on Monday night. Do not turn your television. That's my shout out. All right. That's all I got. Thanks for the invitation again.
Yeah, no problem. Always, man. Always. Go ahead. Talib. What you got?
Oh man! All right. So my takeaway for this week was the Iran revolution. Yeah, they have boycotted. I mean, they basically cut the internet off, so nobody really knows what's happening over there. We do know that Mossad had X'd out, earlier that they had already had presence there. Now we see citizens with guns and stuff like that. I'm just praying for some kind of good outcome to come from this. We don't want to see anybody related to the Shah. We don't want to see anything like that. If this is really about, the people of Iran coming into their own, then I'm cool with it. But, it's funny how we always seem to have people hitting the streets, in protest around the same time, every time. So
Well,
now
I'm gonna say this to you, Talib.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this. It ain't gonna happen, man. You're talking Iran, dude. You could be hopeful. I just don't want you
Of
to,
course, but of course.
I mean, I'm here to tell you, you could be hopeful, but it ain't gonna happen, bro.
Well, listen,
I don't want
we
to. We
know
got
what
short.
it is.
We're short on time, but I hear
Yeah,
where you're
I know,
going. It
I
ain't
know.
gonna happen, bro. Good
All
luck.
right. So, but yeah, you know what it is.
I know what it is.
Okay, cool.
You can be hopeful. You can be
Yeah,
hopeful, though.
of course.
Yeah.
And I really, because the thing is that it's always the civilians that get
I
caught
agree.
up in the bullshit. And I don't
Yeah,
want to see any more innocents getting killed anywhere.
We don't want it
Palestine,
anywhere.
Congo, Sudan, you know what I mean? All of these places. But
Minnesota.
right, exactly. And now Minnesota. And like I said, it's funny how we always seem to, everybody starts taking to the streets at the same time for various reasons. And it's, we have to
That's
look
true.
at why it's happening.
Yeah. I got you.
Okay. Last thing I want to say is stop laughing every time. The last thing I want to say is I just got word that a man, Baby B, Mr. Jarrell Anderson, one half of the rap group The Lyrical Giants, that Bone Crusher hails from, has just passed away. So
Oh man.
I don't have any details on it, but that guy right there, Skate Master Tate, I mean, this guy was, he was one
I
of the
got you.
real ones, you know what I mean? So definitely sleep in peace, condolences to the family and everything like that.
I hear
Yeah.
you. I hear you. Hey, y'all, real quick, I got to say condolences to, Briarwood High School is my alumni. School doesn't exist anymore. You probably know it more so as Tri-Cities High. They combined all the schools back in the 80s, early 80s. We lost one of our teachers, Myrtle, Myrtle Odom. We knew her, and she was one of the girls basketball coaches. Taught business. But one of the things, if you ever have a teacher who knows everything, she was one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had a majority white. Basically, you had majority white teachers in the school. But she was the black teacher who knew everything. So if you ever did anything on the weekend, Monday, she was kind of giving you the eye. Like,
She knew.
okay.
Wait, you got a fake
Loved
ID?
her, man. Great lady. Taught at multiple schools. Made significant impact on a lot of different people's lives. Got to say, rest in power, Myrtle Odom.
Yeah.
And I never got the side eye. I didn't get this.
Oh,
I
you
saw
didn't do
it. I witnessed
anything.
it. Well, you know, I just, but
Okay.
you know,
Well, you know what's up?
I knew. Okay, I just walked in a different hallway.
But you okay? See, but then if you didn't want the side eye, so you know how to
I
avoid
walked
it.
around.
Right.
the school.
You avoided it. Okay.
Tommy was
Okay.
one of those people that cut class in the vice principal's office.
Right. No. Or the nurse's office.
We will
Right.
find a different path today. Yeah. But rest in power. On the serious tip, you know, just when you see teachers who make impact on kids' lives, man, those are the teachers when something happens. You know, those are the ones who everybody remembers the most. And she's definitely one of those teachers. Rest in power. Hey, y'all, don't forget, scan the QR code. Tonya B told you this show is also on 6 p.m. every Sunday on Velvet Frequency Radio after the Bird Wire. And you can always leave us a message, like my tirade. I just wanted to get the awards thing out of the way because I want you to understand. So I just want, if you have any comments, any commentary, go to castropolis.net. I would love to hear what you have to say, y'all. And with that, y'all, episode 296 is in. Yeah.
Oh, so we're coming up on. You know what happens at episode 300, right?
Yeah, I know. We gonna get there. Maybe we'll see. Episode 296.
I'll have my cast off by then. I'll be able to cook.
Is Tonya B giving us the finger? Is that what she's doing?
Well, actually, I will have this off. I hope to have this off in 3 weeks. So I'll be able to cook for episode 300.
There we go. All right, y'all. Episode 296 is in the can. Peace, power to the people. Have a great week.
Fight the power, y'all. Well, I should say, use my right hand.
You've been listening to This is the G Podcast. And This is the G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.